It's 100, presented by Medallion Nacho Cheese Tortilla Chips. We decided to give you 50 extra laps here on Speed Vision. Let's take a look at the starting grid for the modifieds.
Randy Hinshaw from the pole alongside defending champion in this series, Jeff Lane, Chuck Olson, and Brad Springer from row 2.
Lane also raced in the race you just saw. And spot number 5 goes to Joe Bieber with Gary Hall alongside. LJ Lyons and Don Gayer make up the 7th and 8th spots.
9th on the grid here today, Don Skaggs, car number 60. Gerald Hinshaw alongside Bill Bartholomew in the 62. John Heck next.
Michael Stewart, Rick and Rusty Ronimus bracketing Jeremy Wallen back there in spots 13 to 16.
Rolling off 17th here today, the 97 of Rodney Scott, Scott Coe, Bud Adams, Shelby Howard roll off 19th and 20th.
Rounding out the field will be Ken Croft and Jeff Weston. 22 cars will take the flag here, 50 laps of modified racing. And without fenders on the front tires, sometimes things can happen in a hurry with these modified cars.
Open wheel racing, it can bite, especially here at Salem Speedway. Jeff Lane, the defending champion of this Jasper National Modified Tour, takes the lead right off the bat.
From the outside of row number 1, he grabs the lead away from pole sitter Randy Hinshaw. As we look at the 77 of Chuck Olson, Jeff Lane is the leader, Olson in 3rd spot.
But he's got a hard charger in his rear view mirror. The 32 car, Randy Hinshaw, loves the high banks, and right now giving Jeff Lane a whole bunch and some and more in 3 and 4.
Whoa, he falls back in line there, had a look down on the low side and had to back out of it as Jeff Lane maintains the lead.
These cars, these modifieds, Brian, are a handful. They run on a very thin 8-inch tire. Combine the horsepower with that 8-inch tire and the weight of these modifieds, and you really have to wrestle it, especially here at Salem Speedway. They're a handful.
Offset chassis, small block Chevys under the hood, a lot of horsepower and not a lot of traction. Driver skill is very, very important indeed. And right now, Jeff Lane's getting the best of the field here with Randy Hinshaw in 2nd spot. A little bit of a gap back to the 3rd place car as Lane is holding them off.
Lane also participates in the Kendall, Indiana late model series as well when he's not running here full-time. But right now he's got a full-time job fending off the 32 of Randy Hinshaw here off turn 4.
Stuck together just like a pair of dancers here. These two are doing a duet around Salem Speedway. Hinshaw, the pole sitter, lost the lead very quickly, gathered it up just as quickly to contend for the lead, but so far he has not shown Jeff Lane so much as a wheel.
Lost the lead and wants it back badly. Just 50 laps the distance here, so a sprint race for sure. Now a hole opens to the inside. Hinshaw takes a peek, not enough time. He'll fall back in line and follow the tire tracks of Lane here off turn 4.
Starting to get into the tail end of the field here at Salem Speedway. There is traffic just ahead of them on the racetrack. We saw one slower car pull down on the inside. Right now they've got a clear back straight, and Jeff Lane is winning the drag race. Two very evenly matched race cars. Both of them sling up high. That's the fast line in turns 3 and 4. A little bit lower going into turns 1 and 2.
That handle seems to be a tick better on the 32 car. He'll show it here off the 2nd corner down the backstretch. A new leader back to 3 and 4. Hinshaw replaces Jeff Lane for the top spot.
You got to wonder why he waited so long. As easy as that pass was to make, Randy Hinshaw, the pole sitter, just laid back, and then dove on the inside to take the lead, and now he's starting to stretch it out a little bit. Maybe his car was faster all along, and he just wanted to watch Lane to see what he had.
Lane certainly didn't offer all that much opposition on the way by, that's for sure. But I thought Hinshaw might run away from Lane the way he drove by him, but Lane refuses to give up the challenge and follows him closely through 3 and 4.
Well, it's why they call it racing, and it's what these guys love to do. You know, there's no fun just sitting out in front leading the thing until the checkered flag, of course. But look at this race going on for 7th spot on the track. As Lane and Hinshaw swap the lead, there's a big battle going on behind them there for what's left in the positions.
That's Don Geyer in the 111 car, a quick runner on this tour. 6th place is Don Skaggs, the white number 60, just ahead of the black 111 of Don Geyer.
And
Back up front.
Yep, the leaders again, Randy Hinshaw in his number 32 car, and Jeff Lane. Lane takes a run at him, but stays in line as Hinshaw has the point.
Good race, though. Lane, or I should say Hinshaw, has not been able to shake the challenge of Jeff Lane and go further back. There's plenty of great racing here for 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Skaggs and Geyer stacked up here with a whole bunch more in their rears. Battle for the lead up front rages.
But not nearly like that battle for 7th spot. That's the one that has the fans on their feet here at Salem. They're watching, keeping one eye on the leaders and most of their attention on the big battle behind. There's the 60 car of Skaggs and the 111 of Don Geyer. Geyer looking down on the inside. We could have our first position change in that group. There you can see the rundown as Hinshaw leads Lane. Springer Olsen and lines the top 5. Here's the battle we're watching right now, led by the 60 of Skaggs. Geyer had a look at him but didn't get the job done. And the 59 of Gary Hall is right there. And Hall runs right up behind the 111 of Geyer. Now he runs down low, and oh, you just wince when those open wheels start to get close to one another.
These are interesting race cars as we watch this great race raging here with the 111 of Don Geyer and the 59 car, Gary Hall. These guys really running hard here in this 50-lap main event. These are, as we go back up front, here's your leader, the 32 of Randy Hinshaw, still for now fending off the hard charge from Jeff Lane in the 11 car. If you're wondering what these race cars are, they're sort of similar to a late model chassis, a late model tubular chassis, at least from the rear bumper up to the firewall. But from there, they get very different. Battle for the lead here, off turn 2. From the firewall forward, they must run a stock frame clip, whether it be a Chevy Monte Carlo stock clip or whether it be a Ford Thunderbird. But that's what sets these modifieds apart from a late model, other than the fact that they run no front fenders. They also run a standard front frame clip.
The battle for 6th position still going on as Hinshaw leads Jeff Lane. We saw Lane have a look at him and then fade back a little bit. Maybe he saw something he's going to use a little bit later in the race. As Hinshaw still holds on to the lead. Down the backstretch, he's got a comfortable 3 or 4 car lengths. But Jeff Lane took the advantage very quickly at the drop of the green flag. Hinshaw fought back and retook the lead with apparent ease. Since then has been our leader. Here's that battle still going on as Don Skaggs is getting the best of it. They've lost 1 car from that little scrap, but Geyer is still there, as is the 59 of Gary Hall.
They're working it hard, that's for sure. Remember, they're only on 8-inch wide tires. Oh is right, 8-inch wide tires, and with all the horsepower and all the weight, they are a handful. And if you're not careful, you can work and wear those tires away in a hurry.
50-lap race shouldn't be a problem for tire wear, but the way these guys are going at it, you'd scrub off cast iron.
Don Skaggs with a handful.
Oh boy, look way down low comes Gary Hall. Can he make the move? Nope, all it did was keep him right where he was.
Good racing though.
Yeah, great racing. Skaggs starts to edge away just a little bit. All the dueling going on behind, and now up on the high line comes L.J. Lines in the number 76 car, the white car, but he couldn't make a move. Bringing up the rear is the 4 of Michael Stewart. Skaggs still controlling things. Down on the inside, Bill Bartholomew's number 62 car seems to have given up on him. And he brings it off the racing surface without precipitating a caution.
But Jeff Lane has not given up on the race leader, Randy Hinshaw, and continues to chase him. Got his car planted right squarely in his rears. Off turn 4, battle up front, still a good one.
And Lane running it in close, but this is still the best battle on the racetrack. 6-spot control by Don Skaggs in the number 60 car. The 111 of Don Geyer is there. L.J. Lines 3rd in line. And here are the leaders again, just so you don't forget what they look like. 32 is Randy Hinshaw. The 11 is Jeff Lane.
And they've been that way for the whole way. First, it was Jeff Lane who led about the first 10 laps or so. Hinshaw replaced him for the top spot, and since has not been able to check out on the field. They've been tucked in a tight line the whole way through.
And And they put a late lap on the 97 of Rodney Scott as they both are able to get by without incident. Hinshaw still holding the advantage. Look at Lane run up on him and not able to make the pass as we go back to the battle for 6th spot. There's Geyer. There was a little wiggle out of LJ Lines. The 59 of Gary Hall is there in the 4 of Stewart. 5 cars, 4 positions, 6 through 10.
Don Skaggs definitely getting the better end of this one with 5 cars stacked up in the latter stages of this 50-lap Jasper National Modified Tour main event. Great racing continues.
Skaggs with a couple car lengths breathing room, but Geyer's got his hands full. LJ Lines is on one side. Here comes Gary Hall down on the low line. A car parked down low caused a little bit of a blink, and we're under caution here. This time the 3 is going to bring out the yellow flag. Bud Adams was not able to get his car off the racetrack. And so we're under caution here with the laps almost at an end. Stay with us. Battle still raging on the track here as Jeff Lane has kind of lost the grip on the leader, Randy Hinshaw. It is a battle now for 2nd place, as coming up behind him we have Chuck Olson in the 77 car. There he is. Just in front of Olson is Brad Springer in the 61. And all in the middle of that is LJ Lines has disposed of the battle that was going on there with Gary Hall and Don Geyer. We saw Geyer drifted down to the bottom of the racetrack. So the battle for the lead is over, at least for the time being, it seems. And now it's a battle for 2nd spot. 44 car mixed in with them there. Just in front of the 77 is the 61 of Brad Springer. There he is coming into view, and he's the one that's mounting the best challenge to Jeff Lane right now. And all this racing is played right into the hands of Randy Hinshaw, who is out in front with a comfortable margin.
No doubt the best races here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and on back. They are stacked up nose to tail right on through the pack.
Well, the money laps are upon us now as everybody's trying to get the best spot they can, as Hinshaw has the best spot anyone can get. He is the leader and is not being challenged for the moment. Out in front goes Hinshaw, having disposed of Jeff Lane, and now Lane's got his own problems trying to hang on to 2nd.
But Lane seems to have gathered it back in now and appears to be inching his way closer to the leader. Maybe he's got heat in the tires from that last caution after we've gone back to green, and however apparent it certainly looks like he's working his way forward as we watch the battle for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th.
I think he's just running scared because nobody was behind him for so long, and now all of a sudden he says, hey, I was settled in for 2nd place. Now I've got a real problem just holding on to that spot. Here comes 61 Brad Springer right up behind. The 77 of Chuck Olson is there, and LJ Lines has left everybody he was racing with in the dust. The final lap, and can Hinshaw hold off Jeff Lane? That doesn't look like it's going to be nearly the problem as Lane has trying to hold off everybody else. A half lap to go. Hinshaw's going to make it if he doesn't make a mistake. Lane slips just a little bit. They get closer to him, but it looks like he's going to hold on for 2nd behind Randy Hinshaw, who takes the checkered flag here in the Jasper National Modified Tour 50-lap feature at Salem Speedway. Olson takes 4th, LJ Lines 5th, and there you see the rest. What a great event here. As we look at the final results from the Jasper National Modified race, we have to remember we had 2 races here today, and we're going to leave you with some images of all of the winners. Randy Hinshaw, congratulations to the number 32 car and its driver for taking the modified race. But before that, we had a lot of fun watching David Stremme crash out of the event and Matt Hagens go on to win it. For Don Radeball, I'm Brian Drebber. Glad you could join us for all of this. We'll see you next time.